Still the top story in London today. New evidence has emerged about the mysterious disappearance of 5 of the UK's top game developers from Sony's studio in Cambridge. The team, missing for over 48 hours, were due to appear in London at a press conference for the launch of Medievil 2. They were last seen at the Natural History Museum, where tapes have been recovered showing the team's last movements. Earlier today, a representative from Sony's headquarters in central London wouldn't speculate on the disappearance of the team and denied having any knowledge about the tapes.
Mr. Deering, can I ask you a few questions? Can you tell us more about the 5 missing game developers?
I don't have any more information at this time. We just know they're missing.
Well, I understand a film crew went to Cambridge to have a first look at Medievil 2. How did the team seem at that time?
The team were very excited. They're getting excited about the launch, but now they're missing. We're much more worried about that.
Well, Mr. Deering, it's been suggested that this is actually a publicity stunt to bolster sales of Medievil 2. What do you say about this?
It's absurd. I don't know anything about a publicity stunt. We're looking for our programmers. Yeah?
Well, there's been tapes recovered from the Natural History Museum showing the team's last movements. Can you tell us more about this?
Tapes? What tapes?
Well, the tapes recovered from the Natural History Museum showing the team's last movements.
I don't know anything about tapes. I have to go.
It's better. It's cool.
No, I mean...
Recording now.
Well, look, you've left the lens cap on.
Wait, wait, wait. Recording. London, South.
Producing Medieval's a pretty big task in many ways. There's an awful lot of levels. They all have to be lovingly crafted, and unlike most games, every level has different entities, different environment. So what we had to do to get around such complexity in the development of this title was we took on the sort of a film industry model. So as a producer, really, my key aim is to make sure that the game happens on time according to the development plan. The first phase, design, is where I sit down with James Shepherd and the lead artist and the lead programmer. And he basically designs the whole game, every single entity down to the smallest detail. And then as we receive those documents, they get passed on to the lead artist to visualise, the lead programmer to sort of look at any technical issues involved with it, with myself for purely production analysis. The production period itself lasted about 5 months. That's when we chuck all the resources onto the project. There was actually about 30 involved by the time we came to that phase. And that lasted 5 months, 17 levels. And then we're now currently in the post-production phase, working with marketing, getting the game to launch and debugging and polishing the game to make sure it's a AAA title. Also, the levels are much larger than they were on Medieval 1. We've got some new section loading technology, which means that whereas before you would run through a level and that would be the end of the level, quite small and contained, now where you would think you would finish it, we can load in a whole new set of enemies and environment, and the player can just carry on going. So it's much bigger, basically, bigger and better.
What did you say when they were up there? What did you say to them?
They asked me, who I was, what my job was, and I said, my job as creative director is to basically oversee the art and make sure, because we've had 15 artists on the project, and we've got to have a coherent style. It's got to be the medieval style, and so I oversee that and make sure, that all hangs together, and basically that the art works with the programming, and basically everything in the game that is kind of like my responsibility. If it's bad, then blame me.
Sir Daniel Fortescue, back from the dead once again.
Stage 1 is really to come up with the rough flow of the level, the architecture of the landscape, if you like, and that's done by mappers, who their job is all about the gameplay, the flow of the game, and then we take that over to the artists, and they texture it all up and make it look really, nice, realistic, give it the kind of medieval style that we need. And then the mappers go back into it, and if you look at all these little things here, these are all the networks and the splines that all the enemies use to navigate around the landscape. Because the enemies aren't really, they're not super intelligent, but they're using these networks, that's how they stop themselves falling into the water and they get across the bridges, and that's one of the major parts of my job, is making sure that there's enough enemies that it's going to be fun and all this kind of stuff, and then you end up with this this thing here, and this is what you're seeing on the screen, actually in the game. Like loads of games have, they have like 10 enemies and a graphic style. You're on a spaceship, you're under the water, that kind of stuff. But Medieval, every level's a different world, a different environment with a different set of enemies. We've got I think 83 different enemies in the whole game. Yeah, so it's quite cool. We didn't want to be accused of doing kind of Medieval 1.5, but when we thought about Victorian England, Victorian England is it's the home of great Gothic literature. It's the birthplace of Frankenstein, you know, Dracula. And as Medieval is a comedy gothic game, it seemed like the natural setting for Dan. It's almost like Dan coming home to kind of, you know, his gothic roots, if you like.
What did you say, Jason? You were down there by your drawing board, weren't you?
Kind of.
Yeah, I was. I kind of been of the black sheep of the project because I have to deal with these two. Well, people will remember Dan from Medieval 1. One thing we want to do on Medieval 2 is take the old character and beef him up a little bit, give him a little bit more weight, a bit more cooler, a bit more attitude, give him some crazy costume features like his top hat and tails, so he can get into a swanky Victorian nightclub in one part of the game. And his nemesis for Medieval 2 is the Lord Palethorn, who is kind of a sort of a Cockney gangster type thing, but the sort of the little novel feature here is he's like a demonic gangster. So he's a little bit like a Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels meets I don't know, The Evil Dead or something like that. And there's an assortment of crazy creatures, Egyptian monsters from the British Museum, sort of vampire counts, undead sort of dodo things, big massive dinosaurs, the pumpkin creatures, and a whole assortment of zombies in different forms throughout the game. Cool monsters, that's all I can say.
What about you, music maestro? Where are you, Barney?
Basically, there are some really boring questions about what were the influences of music on Medieval 2, and I said, you know, Tim Burton's films, Danny Elfman, and it was great, and how great is composer, how much we did better than the first game, and better samples, better everything really. It was brilliant.
You first? Write music and create sound effects for in-game characters, etc.
Basically, yeah, and that is split up into various categories, being creation of sound effects, anything from using sample CDs and going out live and recording sound effects from that, to creating soundtracks in here, in this room here, using samplers and synthesizers and occasional live musicians, and also recording voiceover work for all the speech, all the characters in game.
Oi, oi! Yeah!
You don't always do that when you're on camera.
No, I usually clam up completely, and I did. I'm doing it now. God!
That
was the best take.
What did you say then? What did you say?
I just completely forgot to mention everything about programmers and dealing with artists and...
Hey, I'm not just an artist.
Anything about the new animation system, or, you know, the fact that we got whole new terrain stuff and audio, yeah. It's
Cutscenes. Cutscenes. Don't forget cutscenes.
Everything that I could possibly mention, I forgot to mention.
Well, not so good. I mean, we've had a lot of low memory problems.
Well, I didn't because I clammed up.
Bigger levels. Bigger levels. I know it's too late now, anyway. Yeah.
Multi-loading levels.
Yeah.
Section loading, yeah.
Yeah, just ran them off.
We're perfect now.
Yeah, but that bit's really off me. That bit's really
That
off.
last one was quite good, I
I thought the last one was fine.
I feel like it's different.
Hey, wow, we're approaching the place now. Is this it?
Wow, look at music.
Get the camera out there.
Hey, Natural History Museum. I've been here for years. Right in through the old doors. Right, are we going for the old doors?
Is it going right?
Oh, look, locals.
Our camera's bigger than yours.
Oh, yeah, hey.
I just did.
Hey, look at this. You can look at this one. What do you want?
Get out this other side. That's amazing.
It's smart, isn't it? It's just like level 1.
See,
down here, do you know what I mean?
What do you reckon?
Get detail like that.
It's like a church. It's like a church.
Well, listen, guys, I'm going off to the loo.
Okay.
See you later.
See you later.
Okay, guys, I'm going to check out upstairs, yeah? I'll see you back here in about an hour.
Sure, no problem. Don't be late. I think I might take a look around and try and find the weirdest, coolest dinosaur I can find in here. So, see you. All right?
All right, if you insist. I've always wanted to see a woolly mammoth. Always wanted to see a woolly mammoth. What do you reckon? Woolly mammoth?
No, let's go get coffee.
Coffee. Coffee, mammoth.
It's over there.
Coffee, mammoth. Okay, yeah.
Come on, let's go for coffee.
Hello? Hello? That's weird. Hello?
I'll ring Jason.
That's really odd. Can I help you?
You look like the Professor.
Yeah, I know what you mean. What's this you're playing?
Medieval.
Medieval 1? You don't want to play that. You want to play this. Medieval 2. Much better. Bigger enemies, better weapons, bigger levels, more fun, gorier, funnier, in every way. It's better than this one, yeah?
Cool, this is brilliant. Can I keep it?
Keep it? No, it's my only copy. Why don't you go and buy one like everybody else?
I can't. I'm dead.
Tell me about this professor.
Well, he's a quirky old scientist and ally and friend of Sir Daniel Fortescue, the hero of Medieval 2, the sequel to Medieval 1 PlayStation game.
Tell me about this game.
Well, 500 years after Medieval 1, Sir Daniel Fortescue gets woken up in a dusty old museum like this because Lord Palethorn invokes a spell of eternal darkness over London, and Dan has to hack and slash his way through hordes of evil zombies so to defeat the evil tyranny of Lord Palethorn.
Palethorn, eh?
Hello? Hello? Who is this? Lord Palethorn?
Perfect example of a dinosaur.
No,
give it.
Barney.
All right, if you really want to have a go. Where the hell have you been?
You won't believe that. I've just seen the Professor.
Professor?
Yeah, seriously.
No, it's not real.
Yeah, no,
Go
no.
get the game.
James, I just played Medieval 2 with a dead kid.
No.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I just saw the
Look,
Professor.
it's not real.
No, what about Jason? Where's Jason?
I don't know. I
Jason,
haven't seen him around at all.
Jason, what are you doing up there, fella?
This sounds absolutely crazy, but I just actually heard Lord